Welcome back to the Insiders, presented by Credit One Bank. It's Tom Pelissero, Ian Rappaport, Stacey Dales, and Brian Baldinger join us the show as well. Stacey, let's talk through the NFC North here, starting out with the Lions. They've been the darling of the NFL for a solid year now. What we saw last week in Baltimore was not the Lions team we more recently had become accustomed to. How do they bounce back?
Yeah, they were down 28-0 at the half. Are you kidding me? Hi, guys. What's up? Listen, just when I thought I couldn't love Dan Campbell anymore, I love him more this week because he didn't come out after this game and say, like the coach speak. I have a good friend who does these impersonations of coaches, like, we got to play better, we got to coach better, we got to execute. He literally came out and said, we took a shotgun to the foot, losing stings, but the fact that we weren't in the game burns. And he said, it's entirely my fault. I did not have my men prepared to go out and battle against the Baltimore Ravens. They out-physicaled us for 4 quarters. They were down 28-0 at the half. It got worse. And I think Jared Goff obviously had the worst game in recent memory of, over the last couple seasons. He's been spectacular, guys, but he threw the ball 53 times in that football game because they had to play from behind. They had no semblance of a run game. And defensively, look at the lower third right there. They gave up 146 rush yards against the Baltimore Ravens, okay? So this was the #1 rush defense coming into the league. I know you're going to add on this, Baldy, but it just was a really bad performance. But guess what? The NFL is the best source of humility. It humbles you fast.
It does humble you fast, Stacey. And, when you look at what Lamar Jackson did, he looked like the MVP of the league against that defense. And so that's something they won't have to face this week when they'll host the Raiders this coming Sunday. But if, look at the other side in the NFC North, we're going to stay in the North. I mean, what the Minnesota Vikings did to San Francisco on Monday night was amazing. And it starts really up front with the offensive line, like their ability just to protect Kirk Cousins for these touchdown shots to Jordan Addison. I mean, 45 dropbacks, he wasn't sacked one time. Like, they protected their quarterback. And so that right there, it all starts up there. Darisaw was unbelievable. Dalton Reisner, filling in at left guard right now, has been an upgrade. Ezra Cleveland, when he comes back, we'll see what happens. But Ezra, the whole group, they functioned as one. And then Kirk Cousins, he's just from the pocket. He has all the movement you want, like a boxer in the middle of the ring, to parry a punch, to make the throws, to see the field. And they gave him time to do all of those things. It was to do all of those, a virtuoso performance by Christian Darrisaw, the line, Kirk Cousins, to take the Darrisaw down the 49ers. They don't give you anything. You have to earn it. And I thought they did that.
This is a Vikings team that's still trying to figure out exactly how to play without Justin Jefferson. And it seems like they found it. Baldy, you pointed it out. If Kirk Cousins doesn't have the type of protection that he did in that game, you're not going to be able to get the football down the field to Jordan Addison. You're not going to have time for some of those longer developing routes that T.J. Hawkinson was running the other night. They got the ball into the hands of the guys that they do have. You can't worry about the guy who's not there right now. We might be seeing Kirk Cousins playing the best football of his entire career. Certainly within that game, when you watch him, it was in prime time. All the stuff that's been said about Cousins, this was an A-plus performance by Kirk Cousins. They continue to get that. They're going to have a chance as they move forward this week and play against the Packers, Ian.
Yeah, and speaking of the Packers, it has been, I would say, a little bit of a journey for the Packers. Season started with so much optimism with Jordan Love, and you're kind of watching him develop, and you see so much good and then a little bad and then so much good. And look, I mean, there's been, I would say, plenty to like. The last couple weeks, though, it has been a little rough. I think we've started to see a little bit of growing pains. And, we knew it would be like this, but still, I would say, difficult to kind of watch. Stacey, how do you see Jordan Love kind of responding here this week to the Green Bay Packers after tough losses to the Raiders and the Broncos?
Yeah, Ian, I mean, they have a home game, obviously, against the Vikings, divisional game. I think they're going to be up for it. Baldy just nicely chronicled how well Kirk Cousins is playing. And really a Vikings team that hasn't been fantastic on the ground. The Packers have struggled to stop the run. So this is an opportunity for the Vikings still on the road. However, I look at Jordan Love and I think about Matt LaFleur, the head coach's comments this week. And he said, literally, I am not wavered in my confidence of Jordan Love. And he talked about the process that it has been, you guys. And you all understand it. I mean, I put the whiteboard together I checked in with Blake with our research team. And I want you guys to take a look at this, okay? This is important. This is the Packers' average age offensively, 25 years and 20 days, okay? I share this because before the season even started, I just really encourage Packers fans.
Whiteboard.
It is. It is. It's fantastic. But I encourage Packers fans to be patient because it is a process. And they are the youngest offense in the National Football League. The next closest is the Los Angeles Chargers, which I think I wrote down 25 years, 237 days. So by and large, the Packers are going through growing pains. Remember when you guys were little and think back to those your little self, and you said to your mom and dad or whomever, I just can't wait to get older and get my driver's license. I want to be able to drive. And then you got your driver's license and you bumped the bumper and you may have been caught speeding or you may have done something. Well, the Packers are going through that right now with Jordan Love and their offensive nucleus. And so that's the best metaphor I can give you. But you got to be patient if you're a Packers fan.
Stacey, that's a great metaphor. Your penmanship, Canadian education, is excellent. We all can read that. That's fantastic. One team that went through early season growing pains was the Chicago Bears. But Matt Eberflus, he saw enough of it. He saw enough against Denver and against Kansas City. He said, I'm going to step in and fix it. And it's really kind of amazing to watch them play right now because the zones that used to just give them like these huge open plays, they're not open fields anymore. They're really condensing it. Getting Jalen Johnson back at corner was a big help. Tyreek Stevenson on the other side played excellent football last week. But just the way that they're playing faster. They're playing with more precision. They're flying to the football right now. They're getting pressure on the quarterback. They're taking it away, and they're blitzing. And a lot of things that they weren't doing early in the season, you can see this whole team, and there's a lot of youth there too, with Jaquan Brisker and Stevenson and some of these guys. But they're playing much better. They've matured quickly. I think the big part is just Eberflus stepping in and saying, look, this is how we're going to play defense. We're going to play it my way, and this is how it's got to get done. And I think they're listening to the head coach.
I agree, Baldy, and a couple picks for Jalen Johnson last week. But I'll never forget what Ryan Poles said. Tyson Bagent, their area scouts, he said, stood on the table for Tyson Bagent. Okay, he is a story. If they go into Los Angeles, you guys, on Sunday Night Football and beat the Chargers, that is this number one story in the NFL on Monday. Because Justin Fields, you guys talked about him earlier in the show. Can he grip the football? Ian, you mentioned it 10 minutes ago. Can he grip the football? That is a significant issue when you consider that it is his throwing hand and is he able to throw? Now, I want to share this. I checked in with Daniel Jeremiah, who's our draft guru, right? I said, remind me what you talked about with Tyson Bagent through the draft process. And here's what he told me. And I'm going to leave you guys with this. He texted me this. A lot of shotgun, catch, rock, throw, made everything look easy in college. Yeah, he played at Shepherd, Division II. He was, by and large, better than so much of the talent that he faced. First game he said I watched, Shepherd was 48-0 at the half versus Lock Haven. This is awesome stuff. Some zone read, a zillion passing records. Imagine Daniel Jeremiah saying this. You guys can. He said, ultimately, hard to evaluate because of limited competition. The Raiders didn't have any tape to study. Okay, what are the Chargers studying? What if he wins? What are we going to be talking about Monday after that game?
Great stuff from Stacey, although I think I speak for everyone when I say, do you want to tell us whose bumper you hit and what happened?
I didn't really hit a bumper, but I hit a bird. Hit a bird.
You hit a bird?
What kind of bird?
I did.
It happened.
I don't even
Was it
think
a
my parents
Canadian
know.
goose or something?
No, but I felt so bad. It was awful. It was awful. I was 16.
Yeah. Oh.
It was terrible.
I don't think that's where we were going, but I'm glad we did. Baldy, Stacey, thank you very much. Baldy, stick around.